Some souls are born with a delicate inner veil that allows them to perceive life beyond appearances. They see symbols, hidden meanings, and deep connections others often overlook. These are intuitive introverts, people whose inner worlds are vast, vivid, and intensely alive. Yet this gift often comes with solitude. Alice was one of them. From childhood, she felt different. While others played loudly, she preferred silence, watching clouds transform into stories and sensing emotions in the wind. To her, nothing was merely ordinary. A flower symbolized fragility and rebirth. A word carried layers of emotion and unspoken intent. Her life unfolded not on the surface, but in depth. This way of perceiving the world made Alice feel isolated. Others did not understand her insights, and her attempts to explain were often met with confusion or indifference. Gradually, she withdrew, finding refuge in her inner world. Solitude became both her shelter and her burden. Carl Jung warned that intuitive introverts risk psychic inflation when the ego identifies too strongly with unconscious insights. For Alice, this meant she began to believe her inner visions were absolute truths. Slowly, confidence turned into spiritual arrogance. She felt superior, detached from ordinary life, dismissing everyday concerns as shallow. Her connection to people and reality weakened. Eventually, the imbalance grew dangerous. Immersed too deeply in symbols and meanings without grounding, Alice entered a state Jung called psychic disintegration. Her once clear insights became chaotic. Images flooded her mind uncontrollably. She could no longer distinguish intuition from illusion. Her inner sanctuary turned into a labyrinth, leading to exhaustion, insomnia, and fear of losing herself. At her lowest point, a quiet transformation began. Jung believed that intuitive introverts must not abandon their inner world, but learn to translate it into consciousness, and creativity is the bridge. Alice began to draw. At first, her drawings were chaotic scribbles, mirroring her turmoil. Slowly, shapes emerged: forests, rivers, faint lights in darkness. Through drawing, her inner chaos found form. Symbols became visible. Emotions became manageable. She felt grounded again. She also began to write. Dreams, fragmented thoughts, raw reflections. Writing helped her discern meaning from overwhelm, truth from emotional noise. Creativity was no longer escape, it became integration. This marked the beginning of Alice's individuation, the process of becoming whole. She confronted her shadow, fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood, fear of appearing strange. For years, these fears had silenced her. Now she chose risk over retreat. She began sharing her work with a few trusted people. The fear was intense, but the response surprised her. Some felt deeply moved. Others found new ways of seeing the world through her art. Alice realized that not everyone needed to understand her, only those who were ready for depth. With time, she learned balance. She trusted her intuition, but tested it against reality. She expressed insights through action, not isolation. She spoke her truth without over-explaining. She continued to create, not only for herself, but for others seeking meaning. She built connections with people who respected depth, even if they didn't fully share it. Alice also learned to protect her inner world through solitude, journaling, and reflection, not as escape, but as renewal. Jung described intuitive introverts as silent architects of a deeper world. Alice came to understand this role. She was not meant to blend in or lead loudly. Her influence was subtle but powerful through art, presence, and profound conversation. Her solitude had not been a punishment, but a preparation. The years spent inward had sharpened her vision and revealed hidden patterns. Now, those visions became blueprints for creative contribution. Alice at last understood. Her difference was not a flaw. It was an invitation to depth, authenticity, and meaning. She was not meant to fit in. She was meant to illuminate, quietly, deeply, and transform the world not by noise, but by truth drawn from the depths of the soul. Alice also came to understand that balance was not a fixed state, but a living process. There would be days when her intuition felt overwhelming again, when symbols resurfaced with too much intensity, but now she no longer feared those moments. She had learned how to return to herself, how to ground her insights through creation, conversation, and simple daily actions. She accepted that misunderstanding was not failure. Not everyone was meant to walk beside her, and that was okay. Depth naturally repels some and attracts others. The right connections would always recognize the quiet truth in her presence. Over time, Alice discovered a calm confidence. She no longer needed validation to feel real. Her worth did not depend on being understood by the many, but on being faithful to her inner truth. This fidelity gave her strength. Her intuition, once a source of isolation, became a compass. It guided her not away from the world, but deeper into meaningful engagement with it. She learned when to speak, when to listen, and when silence itself carried the strongest message. Alice understood that her task was not to convince, convert, or impress, but to embody depth. By living authentically, she gave others permission to explore their own inner worlds. And so, quietly and steadily, Alice walked her path, not as someone lost in symbols, but as someone who had learned to translate them into life. She was no longer divided between inner worlds and outer worlds. She had become whole.